Welcome, San Miguel TV. And Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. Welcome, welcome. Let me get my remote in case we want to play anything in the background. Can't show too much, but I invited a few Hebrew Israelites to come talk about Christmas, to talk about anything really, any evidence that shows who a real Hebrew Israelite is. Or at least can prove any of the claims that they're Hebrew Israelites. Bear with me while I share this link. Hold on. What does it mean to be a Hebrew Israelite on Christmas? Um, I'll be editing that title depending on what we talk about today. What does it mean to be a Hebrew Israelite on Christmas? They're just angry. I was talking to a few of them already on the Facebook group. I'll see who else comes in. I'm sharing the link. Hold on, let me get the invite link again. 1 second. 1 second. You'll stay right there. I'll be right back. All right. The link works. Merry Christmas and to all a Happy New Year. We are in that time of the year right now. You know you love this time of the year. Even if you're a Hebrew Israelite who doesn't celebrate Christmas, you see a lot of posts. You saw it during Thanksgiving. People posting, "Oh, you shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving because it's celebrating the massacre of Native Americans," and it's like that's not what Thanksgiving ever was. It's not what it is at all right now. But yeah, it would never was that. When they talk about massacres of like 1621 in Connecticut, um, the Pequot Indians were also massacred by Mohegans and other tribes that they already had actual rivalries and all of that. So that was in May of 1621. So they'll tell you the next day the massacre was celebrated as like a day of Thanksgiving, and that's where Thanksgiving came from, and that's where it became a holiday, and that's not the history at all. But here comes Christmas time, and Hebrew Israelites don't know how to act. They want to call it pagan holiday. Um, That's all, of course, religious word salad, pretty much, and or words that don't even really. I mean, they have a religious meaning to it because of your faith, but really, um, celebration is a celebration. Whether you're a Jew celebrating Hanukkah, it's like who decides what is considered pagan? Thank you for the gift. And who decides what is official? You want to say that God decides the real holidays, which is a term that comes from the word holy day, which is a compound word, pretty much. Holiday, or holy day. Yep. So thanks for the comments. Thanks for the chat. I welcome chats and all of that. Hispanics, who the Hebrew Israelites call part of the tribes chart, are the first Euros to buy slaves from the Moors of Africa in the 1400s. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. That is, I don't know how to say the name, but you know who you are. Thanks for commenting. Ramirez, I guess. Ramirez. Ramirez. I guess I'm saying it with a Spanish accent. Hispanics. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those Hispanics that are actually European. Just to, you know, kind of reiterate that point of the 12 tribes chart. I sent the link so you can join as a guest. Anybody that wants to join as a guest that has something to say. I sent it to a few Hebrew Israelites. I put it in the Dismantling Hebrew Israelism Facebook group. So there's a Facebook group on Facebook called Dismantling Hebrew Israelism, and I posted the link under my Facebook name, San Miguel. You can see it in Dismantling Hebrew Israelism on Facebook. If you want to join as a guest, that link is found on there. I can also post it on. Let me see where else I can post it. What up, Jeffrey Anderson? Hello, back to you. Second, I'm trying to uh, post the live since I'm live now. For whoever wants to come on, I'm posting it on different Facebook groups. And but yeah, 1 second. Put the invite link on another Facebook post. All right, appreciate you guys. Stay right there. I'll be right back. All right, we're all good right now, man. Um, Christianity Interrogated by Hebrew Israelites is the name of another Facebook group where I posted this link to. It'll probably be easier to find on dismantling Hebrew Israelism. That Facebook group, is that's where I post the link. Once I'm live, I can't really share it. But this time of the year, when you're a Hebrew Israelite, you might be speaking against the winter solstice pagan customs of decorating evergreen trees, which became incorporated in Germany. Actually, that was a German custom also. But the winter solstice celebrations was always a celebration that even the Romans celebrated. They didn't really have some of the customs of what we do today, as we celebrate Christmas, and as some Christians even do. You can go back to the history of using the wreath or different branches. But the wreath is definitely something that you see all the time associated with Christmas, and it goes back to different ancient customs. You don't have to do any of this. Like, nobody's forcing you to do this, but to assimilate to a culture and to your nation, you might want to keep certain traditions going because this is the land that you live in, and there are traditions that are celebrated and customs that you're going to constantly be seeing pushed, advertised because it's that time of the year. So to be a Hebrew Israelite around this time of the year, you're going to be upset. You're definitely going to have some problems with some of the things that you hear. But Jeffrey, if you want to join, I don't know what you're even saying. You keep just commenting, but you can join the live stream as a guest, pretty much. So um, let me. What kind of stuff they got here? Let me see something. Oh, snap. Let's not use that effect. Let's not use that effect. Let me see what these are. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? If you have a question, you can actually post it, and we can answer questions. Yeah, that's your question, and the answer is no. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. We actually are not here to sing happy birthday for your mom, but if you donate to San Miguel TV, I can do performances at requests, you know, and it'll just cost $5 for a happy birthday song, you know. But happy birthday, you know, if it's your birthday, if it's your mother's birthday, happy birthday to you, and Merry Christmas. We are in December. It is December 6th, 2025. It is December the 6th, 2025, 11:30 p.m. pretty much. Going into December 7th. It's about midnight right now. Thank y'all for joining and coming through. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. See, that didn't take a lot, so that was fun actually. Happy birthday. And Feliz Navidad. Mm-mm-mm. Feliz Navidad. Mm-mm-mm. Feliz Navidad. Prósperos años y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Release my niggas. Release my niggas. To all of my niggas who are in jail. Release the niggas. I wanna wish you. Alright, man. Alright. We need to start it off with a little song, kind of start things off nice and light and easy. If you've never been on my channel before, I usually talk about Hebrew Israelite stuff, which is a black nationalistic group that's also an identity cult that are usually I mean, there's different groups, so some are more extreme than others. I was part of the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. You might have heard of Israel United in Christ. You may have heard of ISUPK, the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and the Neo ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, with Yahana Tazaryak. If you ever heard of Captain Tazaryak, he's been making the rounds on social media. You saw him on um, No Jumper, Adam 22, all that stuff. You might have seen that, but it's again December 6th, 11:30 Eastern time right now, 11:30 p.m. on December 6th, Saturday night. You know, thank y'all for coming through. Waiting to see if maybe a guest will come on. I did invite some guests. You can only join through your phone. You cannot join. You have to have actual phone to join the guest live stream and participate. Um, in the conversation live. You can ask questions in the comment section. That's fine. Let me know if everything is coming through good on your end. How does the live stream look? How does it sound? Thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. And yeah, it is again Saturday, December 6th, 11:35 p.m. Eastern time right now, coming to you from Florida. Yes, Merry Christmas. I'm feeling the cold out here, even down here in Central Florida. We can feel the coolness starting to hit as we get into the winter time. We're quite almost there. We're talking about being Hebrew Israelites during Christmas time, man. Drop kicking Santa Claus and burning down trees, starting forest fires out here. This is like how these people sound. They're so upset about Christmas being more commercial than their whatever high holy day they celebrate, which I guess it would be Hanukkah. But you celebrate Hanukkah, that's fine. That's what Jews celebrate. Hebrew Israelites believe that they are the real Jews, obviously. Black Hebrew Israelites, they are very nationalistic. This is an identity cult. They've made their way into your communities. You might have seen some of your closest friends now turned Hebrew Israelites, or maybe your own husbands and wives. You got to hide your husbands and hide your wives out here because they're getting everybody out here. They snatching up everybody out here. And you might be next. Like I said, I was one. They got me. The smoke got me. And that's all it is smoke and mirrors. When you start to really do good research and not just this selective, diet of cherry picking so-called evidence and really a lot of anecdotal and interpretations of scriptures, private interpretations of scriptures, trying to find correlations with yeah, and you're going to find correlations here and there. Like there's going to be correlations if you compare and contrast a custom of whatever you want to call it, from wearing fringes to male circumcision, um, to maybe some feast days that were celebrated during different times of the year. The Feast of Harvest, the Feast of First Fruits, the Feast of Pentecost. They try to compare that to how, in certain times of the year, you have feasts that are celebrated by certain tribes of Native Americans that represent like a different time to do something agriculturally because it has to do with harvesting, um, and pretty much growing stuff at different times of the year. And the evergreen tree was always shown to be resilient even during the wintertime because it wouldn't die even in the coldest weather. It would actually be resilient, and that's what the use of the Christmas tree represents. The evergreen tree can withstand very cold winters and not die. Um, and then this is where we are in the wintertime. You don't see many evergreen trees in Florida, but yeah, these customs that we do that we do without even really thinking. It's good to at least know what it's about, but even if you don't even know why you're doing these things, you know that it's a custom that your parents raised you in and you associated with an American culture pretty much. This is like a Christian American worship day. Is Christmas Day. They're going to talk about Jesus Christ and the birth of Jesus. They might tell you, because there's Christians that believe that Jesus Christ was actually born in the wintertime or on December 25th. And that's the truth. There are customs that different people keep around these different times of the year. It's turned into a commercial, uh, you know, habitual spending time of the year. Stream keeps getting interrupted. What's good, Willie? I see you. I see you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for standing by too and bearing with these technical times that I can't control. I've been putting out the link to join as a guest. The link seems to be broken. I don't know if it works. I don't see no reason why it shouldn't. Um, I don't know if I finished even choosing all the settings correctly. I hope that's not the problem. But either way, thanks for joining San Miguel TV, man, on December 6th, 2025. We're coming into 2026 real soon. I mean, it's the time of the year where Hebrew Israelites want to kick down trees and want to drop kick Santa Claus at the mall. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 10 is a scripture that they like to go to that they think represents Christmas, but Christmas doesn't go as far back as the Babylonian kingdom. So, Francisco Lindor is one player on the New York Mets, Mr. Nikola Maxinov. Maxinov. Let's go. But I like Pete Alonso too. He's great. Jeremiah chapter 10. We're going to read it out of the King James version of the Bible. If you can see, this is the King James version of Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 3. And you have to understand the time frame that these books are written in and um, what kind of context these particular scriptures, are giving. Just in the text itself, you can see that Babylonians um, have already taken control of the land of Israel during this time. They were paying tributes and imposing their own laws and their customs. But at least that part of the world, um, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3 says, "For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe." So this is talking about, using trees from the forest, cutting down a tree to use the wood from the tree to make it into an idol, pretty much, to fashion it into something that you can worship, these fake gods that were usually made from wood and stone. In this case, wood. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails. They pretty much used to worship these things by putting it, uh, making it decorated and worshiping these things as if it's a real entity with real power that controls their life. They would leave it food. You see that sometimes they leave these statues some type of stupid thing as if the statue can do anything with, some food. They leave out food to a wooden god, and then they throw it out overnight while everybody's sleeping. But then it says, they are upright and plain. I'm sorry, they are upright as a palm tree. but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who will not fear thee, O King of nations? Talking to God. Who's the real one that you should be fearing instead of these fake idols that are made out of wood and stone? Um, you can read Deuteronomy chapter 28. What is wood and stone? Deuteronomy chapter 28. You can use it as a reference, um, where it says in verse 36, Deuteronomy 28 and 36, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. This is Babylon. Then it says in verse 36, Deuteronomy 28, thou nor thy fathers have known. So you're going to be brought to these nations that are new, which the Babylonian Empire, that nation was a new thing around this time, during the time of Jeremiah. So this is already after um, Shalmaneser and all of that. So we're talking about post, um, the Israel split with the kingdom of Judah. What they call that time period, I'm blanking right now. But then it says, and there, which means those places where you're going to be at amongst other nations, there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68 shows you that that wood that they were using from the trees was to make false gods. And you have a lot of them that you can see, like images of, or depictions, wooden um, depictions and wooden chiseled gods from trees, the wood from the tree to make the god for Baal. You can see it in the man. You can see it even today. They make these false images of a god out of wood. All right, so we're gonna continue this live stream on the following live stream. I have to restart it. It's 11:49 p.m. Give me like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna start a new live. I'll send out the link in a minute. All right, stay tuned. Yo, y'all come back. I'll be right back. All right, make sure you like this live stream, and I'll holla at y'all later.